Business Live. I'm Mark Croskery in BL tonight. One of Jamaica's largest financial companies, banks, commercial banks, financial groups overall, NCB Financial Group Limited, trading in their shares here, advised by the company that a connected party purchased just over 8,500 shares. Good sign of confidence here, even though a bit of a small trade on the smaller side here. But NCB Financial Group, these trades happen between June 24th, June 29th of this year, 2022. Now, Caribbean Assurance Brokers Limited here, that's ticker symbol CAB or CAB, management resignation here as of June 10th, 2022 this year. Mr. Peter Samuels tendered his resignation as the international insurance manager of the company CAB. Now, Wisynco Group Limited, one of the largest distribution companies. As they say at Wisynco, they just got to keep feeding that distribution monster. Such a big company there. Now trading in their shares as well. Both trades here on the sell side of Wisynco Group, an executive selling just over 360,000 shares on June 22nd, June 23rd, and a director selling also 300,000 shares on June 24th. Now, FosRich Company Limited, a couple of branches in Jamaica, but well known for their head office on Malines Road, Kingston, trading in their shares as well. Advisor director selling 300,000 shares of FosRich on June 20th and June 22nd. Now, overseas markets, US markets, Nike, the footwear company, sportswear company, earnings and revenue topping Wall Street expectations for their fourth quarter here. No, Nike actually reported that sneaker demand and sportswear demand actually held up despite a difficult consumer environment in the US and continued lockdowns in China. No, so it's actually good news here for Nike overall. The earnings per share was actually 90 cents US versus 81 cents US. That's expected. Revenue was actually 12.23 billion US versus 12.06 billion expected. That's the better outcome there. Net income and revenue were actually lower year over year, but they beat expectations. The net income actually was 1.44 billion US. Still a lot of money there. Nike doing very well. Nike shares are actually down though about 34% this year, year to date in 2022. So it tells you, although they're beating expectations for the fourth quarter, the market does look in the US markets, developed markets overall, and says, listen, it's still down year over year. We're going to beat up the stock price a little bit. Of course, inflation concerns, supply chain issues, just what's happening with the Federal Reserve and interest rates. But the North American market, still the biggest market for Nike, accounts for about 42% of revenue overall. And inventory, this is coming back to that whole point in terms of consumer demand, but more so shipping, supply chain. Nike CEO is saying something like shipping costs are like 5 times more than normal shipping costs, eating into the margins, the efficiency, the profits at Nike. Inventory rose double digit to 8.4 billion to end the fourth quarter. Huge number there, double digit, something like 20% or 23%, year over year for the end of the fourth quarter there, May 31st. I'm Mark Croskery. This is Business Live. Have a fantastic evening.